Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Stunts Green.
I'm your host, Noel John Tui.
And we are pair rankers. Let's get to the rankage.
I actually ranked just before I got on here, and now I just kind of don't feel like it.
You're not a repetitive ranker?
Yeah, well, it's just, maybe give me 20 minutes.
Just let me every film I rank it to before I draw deep from that well once more.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, Nolly, we're back for another rank off session, and
we are.
And for this one, we decided we wanted not just to have a bit of a rankage. We didn't want to just like go for a normal rankage. We wanted to be a bit more dangerous. We wanted to live on the edge. We want to just be guys out there doing our thing, like living freely, dying hard, like the legend Bruce Willis, doing our shit. Like, you know what I mean? We just want to be out there stunting, you know what I mean? Throwing our bodies on the line, bringing those shots to life. And that's what we decided to do this week. I'm not just going to rank off each other and rank all over the place, but we're going to do it in the most dangerous way possible for our top 5 favorite stunts. Noel, give me your number 5, you stunting motherfucker.
I am going to give you the film that brought what would become kind of a joke, but it brought it to, I never heard the word before. District 13, the French film, or District B.
Parkour one.
Parkour. David Bell, all of the stunts that he did during that whole film, the kind of Spider-Man without the powers kind of thing, I thought was just so excellent and so refreshing the first time I saw it.
Yeah. And then after that, you didn't like it because French people were wearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then you have like the opposite, like parkour.
I love French people. Just put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like just not all of them. But I just loved it. It was one of the first things that came to mind. There was some absolutely awesome scenes, chases, everything during this film. And I guess you couldn't take I could weigh this up against individual stunts that you see later. And but it was kind of this constant. I just thought that this film, that what that guy set out and did in the course of this film was phenomenal. I just thought it was brilliant. And I just thought it put parkour on the map, and then of course it became this freestyle thing. And now you could there's a billion hours of it on YouTube. But I thought when this introduced it to me way back when, I thought that was really, really cool, really, really breathtaking. That's why it makes number 5 on my list. What about you?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good idea because, or a good choice, I should say, because parkour is a free running. It's what's also known as like that is a massive place in modern kind of zeitgeist. The shit those motherfuckers do, the risk they take, the way they put their bodies on the line, and everybody
just knowing how to fall. It just sounds like that's not hardly an art. Well, I tell you, when you jump from like a 4-story building onto a 2-story building, and you're absolutely fine. It's a fucking art.
Yeah, exactly. And the birthplace of that was France, hence the name parkour. But like it is a landmark movie for the terms of how it affected not just action movies, but like society in general. Because there's a shit ton, as you say, parkour dudes out there, free runners all over the world doing one-upsmanship, doing some of the craziest shit, stuff that make your knees buckle. Like, when you're looking at the videos online, especially when they wear the GoPro and you see from their POV.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So definitely fucking landmark moment. But like that movie is actually really cool. District 13. I don't know how it fits into the District series, because District 9 and District 13, I really need to see 10, 11, 12 to really fill in that for me, because how they go from aliens to parkour. I don't understand the series, is all I'm saying. I don't understand the series. Not well informed. But my number 5 comes from pure 90s cheese, but it was really, really cool. Stunned for me, because like when I seen it at first, I was like, holy shit, how the fuck do that? And could you imagine doing it? And then they replicated it again in the game of this movie, and that is GoldenEye, the rappelling down the dam.
Oh yes, never even occurred to me. But instantly you say it, because I haven't seen it in X amount of years, a long time. But
you're supposed to be recording this.
Tell me you have to hit the record button. Oh, you fuck.
That was good. Sorry, continue.
No, that was solid. No, credit where it's due.
I genuinely stunt on you, Noel. Spirit of the game.
But sorry, you were the one talking, or was
no, you were talking. Sorry, you were saying about you never thought about the damn stunt, but as soon as
but the second you say it, it's so iconic, I instantly know. It was massively iconic. It was absolutely phenomenal. And it just looked so good. It was so fast. It was so paced, and it got these lovely angular shots as well. Because I know it's really, we're talking about the stunt, but obviously just how great it looked.
Yeah, because the stunt is one thing, but the way it's shot makes the stunt even better.
Of course, absolutely, yeah. So I think at this point it is worth mentioning that the reason this isn't just a list of Jackie Chans all the way down is that behind the scenes we said, look, we're just going to try and keep it to like an actor or franchise or whatever, because otherwise Tom Cruise, like my number 2 in my head, you have to give the man his credit. He does an absolutely phenomenal stuff. And then Jackie Chan. By like a margin, that's so the reason that there's that we're not just like naming 10 Jackie Chan films, and that's an excellent. I you know what, no notes, perfect choice, just a great stunt.
I'm just a great stunt chooser, I guess. So yeah, I'm not stunted by my stunt choosing abilities.
Exactly. You know what, for if
I'm so tired.
The blackest eyes, and
it's like, dude, maybe give some Xanax. No, he's evil. I tell you, he's evil. how long have you been treating him since he was 6? I was just like, have you been saying this to him?
That doctor turned Michael Myers into a psychopath.
100%. Loomis
justice for Michael Myers.
Justice for Michael Myers. Justice for Michael Myers, and also Ben Tramer.
Exactly.
Ben Tramer, he did get exploded. But continue. Number 4.
But I've gone way back, and this is somebody that had like even great kind of character actors look back on, and that was Buster Keaton. And he did the famous thing in Steamboat Bill where the entire front of the house falls off, but he is standing just exactly where the window is. And the entire house falls down around him. It was a 1928 film. Do you remember that?
Literally my number 4 as well.
You're joking.
I swear to God.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Steamboat Willie Jr. or something was named.
Steamboat Bill Jr. Yeah, 1928. I just thought it was just phenomenal, because even just the nonchalantness of
the
cojones. And he just did it. He's just like, if I'm standing here, like, I mean, these are the measurements. I mean, surely I'm perfectly safe. And he just did it. And it was
the wall weighed like 2 tons or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Killed him.
And I'm looking at a picture as we speak. It's like it's dense. It's a solid foot of wood.
100%. It's like a proper wall that like a fake facade or whatever that they put on a set.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's proper, like, you know what I mean?
It falls on you, and it falls on you when you are in a standing position. As in, if it's the top of your head into your neck, into your spine,
you become
into your hips. Oh, you become 2-dimensional. So he just did it. He just did it, and he did a lot of. I looked at some of his stunts because it kind of went down the rabbit hole, and he was such a great physical actor when that's what you needed to be at the time, because you need to be so overtly physical. That's where the entertainment was captured. But this was just such a great stunt.
Funny side note on Buster Keaton. Do you know Michael Keaton, the actor?
Yeah,
his real name is actually Michael Douglas, and he tried to register for the what they call Screen Actors Guild, but because there was already a Michael Douglas was already registered, that Michael Keaton, being a big fan of Buster Keaton, decided to take his second name as his actual surname for his screen name.
That is something I will remember for the rest of my life.
It's crazy. Michael Keaton's name is actually Michael Douglas.
Because Michael Keaton is like basically one of my favorite people ever.
He's awesome.
He's amazing.
I love the renaissance his career's had, because he was so underappreciated for such a long time.
And he was, no, like, entirely. A pair of rankers coming to the show like, why Michael Keaton is awesome, but we don't deserve him.
I'm sure there's going to be definitely fight. We're going to be doing a rankers on Michael Keaton movies now in the future for sure.
It was born right here. But it's so funny that we both put 4, because there was me thinking, like, I was even telling my partner Sheila, I was even thinking, I'm going to sound real smart now, because I've gone like all the way. I've gone back like 92 years to find this. I was just like, I just like to look about like film. Is really, to me, it's an art form. And you're like, it's my number 4 as well. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm the same as you, man. The margin for error for getting this stunt wrong in 1928 is incredible. Like, it was insane the risk that dude put his body through, but in this moment,
it was death or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like some stunts we could talk about, like Jackie Chan stunts all the time. He gets really, really hurt.
Yeah.
or he doesn't, and he manages to pull it off, or he picks up knocks and bruises. But this one just like the pendulum swung very wide, but it did not stop anywhere in the middle of that swing whatsoever. Yeah, and he just fucking did it. Like he just said, all right,
it's crazy, man. Like especially back then as well. It's not like now where you can work that shit out in a computer and mark it all out with lasers if you wanted to, and you just put an X there. You know what I mean? Like I just hope they I really hope they had an X on the ground there somewhere that we just couldn't see. So he
or tried it, you know, like with whatever, like pulley system. Yeah, I don't know, like, you know.
Yeah, well, fair fucks them though. Yeah, 1928 to do something like that. Buster Keaton's a legend.
Buster Keaton's a legend.
Yeah, he always put his body on the line. He was great doing his own stunts, but
absolutely
100% he deserves to be on our list somewhere. It's crazy.
That's weird that we both have a number 4 though. That's quite cool. So I suppose when I just jump back on the forefront and just give you my number 3, considering that we
just go for it.
I love me a single shot.
Yeah,
I love me a single shot. My favorite one,
liquor or some shit.
Well, whatever. Actually, yes, but my favorite one, which isn't my choice, I would have to say, just so it's on record, would be hard boiled.
Yeah, well, like in terms of eggs, or are we talking shots?
But you remember just that shot's like 2 minutes, and there's a shoot up in I think a hospital. It's phenomenal. But Atomic Blonde, Charlize Theron did a shot where it goes from the top kind of down a building, and she gets the shit kicked out of her while kicking the shit out of people. Now, to actually, I know you could say a stunt, like a moment, a stunt you do, like the Buster Keaton one we just touched is an excellent example. But
Thank you. I picked it also.
the poise, the dedication, like like the fact that something's gone wrong and somebody's after hitting you harder than they were supposed to. But like I'm halfway through this shot now. I'm 45 seconds into like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever it is. I need to keep going with my busted lip. She absolutely kicked the shit out and got the shit kicked over all the way down in this one single shot scene. And I remember just thinking, by the time I noticed the final shot change, I got chill. I was like, fuck me, that was incredible. Yeah, because it wasn't like a shoot up or anything like that. She just fought. It was like a wine bottle openers and the legs of tables and throwing people downstairs and falling down the stairs and like wrestling a gun off somebody and shooting them and taking a couple of punches in the face, getting thrown through a window, getting thrown through cupboards, and it was all in one shot. It's fucking iconic to me. It was an incredible scene to go in and do. Savage movie. Yeah, underrated movie massively, but she got this shit kicked out of her. That there's no doubt that she when somebody finally said cut, that she was hurt, very hurt, but she absolutely stormed through it because she's a fucking excellent action star. And Charlize Theron, Atomic Blonde, I'm absolutely seal of approval. Excellent addition to number 3, and I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, fucking Charlize Theron, she seemingly hates Tom Hardy. Do you think she was just picturing him the whole way through that scene?
Maybe that was it. Maybe it was just like Tom Hardy. That's Tom Hardy. That's Tom Hardy. Yeah. That wall I'm about to get thrown through, it's Hardy wall. Busted it. Yeah, that's it. Like she just
motherfucker. I am Furiosa, motherfucker.
But what about you, dude? Hit me with your number 3.
Yeah, my number 3. But I like the Atomic Blonde. Just put out there. I can't really remember the scene. To be honest with you, but it's a fucking awesome movie.
Just fight your way down a building. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, you did a good job describing it. No, I couldn't remember. I've only seen the movie once, but I remember it was fucking awesome. I seen it around the same time. I think I caught that Red Sparrow movie with Jennifer Lawrence. I was on a bit of a female spy kick for a couple of days there, and both of them were awesome movies. What you call it? My number 3. Sticking with the old golden oldies, because you know what I mean. I'm a curator of cinema. You know, that's who I am. I look back into the past, the future, the present day. I'm everywhere. I'm a time traveler. I time travel through theater. It's what I do. It's what I do. But right now, right now,
okay.
Right now, I'm going to kick it back to, I think it was like the 50s, maybe the 60s. I'm not too sure. I think it was the 50s, and that is Ben-Hur, starring Charlton Heston, the chariot race. Like he did most of that himself, the entirety of it, seemingly nearly all himself.
Really?
Yeah, most of the charity race. I'm Judah Ben-Hur. But like, yeah, no, I just thought that was a fucking awesome like movie back in the day. It was one of the first epic sword and sandals films I ever saw when I was a kid. That chariot race is fucking insane.
59, by the way.
Yeah, 59 Savage. I knew it was like 50, 60, something like that. But like I just think back then to do something that ambitious, like not just the movie itself, but to do a scene like that with a chariot race, Charlton Heston coming in. I know he's turned out to be very gun-toting motherfucker, but he back then he was a pure movie star, and he was in some of the biggest movies of all time, like Ten Commandments, Ben-Hur, Planet of the Apes, to name just a few, like Silent Green. But this here back then to have such a top level movie star doing something so ambitious and in such an ambitious movie, full stop, that you can say what you want about Ben-Hur, that the chariot race is one of the fucking best scenes in the entire movie. I think that still has one of the records, if not the record, for having the most extras ever in a film.
Yeah, I know it was always the go-to. As in,
Yeah.
it was literally like, what do you think this is, Ben-Hur?
Yeah, exactly.
It was always this literal frame and gold standard for amount of extras. I'm not sure if it still holds. It was also a very long film.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I just think the whole film was epic. This stunt sequence as well was completely epic. I'm an absolute history nerd, and I love seeing this kind of shit, chariot races or chariot competitions or chariot fights or whatever shit like that. But I just thought it was for the technology they had at the time, 1959. You're talking only 14 years post World War II, to do something this ambitious and to pull it off in the way they did and to make it look so cool and realistic as they did. One of the stuntmen nearly died. He like the only time Charlton Heston didn't do the stunt, the chariot racing, the stunt guy actually nearly died because he nearly got propelled out of the chariot because he hits a bump and he like flings out of it and crawls back in, and then the kind of switches being Charlton Heston again. But like that shit really happened and they left it in the movie. So if you do a stunt, you nearly die and it looks awesome, you deserve a place in my stunts list. And my number 3 is Ben-Hur, Charlton Heston, the chariot race.
No, awesome, absolutely fantastic.
Did you say not awesome?
I said awesome. My
How
God,
dare
like,
you?
what? And why would it just say not awesome?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. Yeah, why
just
would you
borderline awesome, but you did not make it all the way to awesome.
You got
it's like saying awesome minus or something. You know what I mean? Like A minus.
I was thinking, or no, minor. Like awesome minor.
I think that's a brilliant one, and for my next one, I've gone more of a stunt. Like as we've got some of the stunts we've talked about have been an accomplishment, like a feat. As opposed to just I need to fall down this building, I need to climb up this building. I need to run away from this explosion.
It's funny because you said feet, meaning FEAT, like
yes,
feet, and then after that you named out 3 things that you need to use your feet for.
That's because I'm playing 3-dimensional chess here. That is I've been doing this since day one, and that's the first time you picked up on
it. Mind explodes.
I think Mission Impossible Rogue Nation Ghost Protocol, I know I have to put one of them in. I always thought that where he did the one on the build, Tom Cruise does the one in the building, the tallest building in the world. I thought it was cool, but the plane. Where he holds onto that door, and fair enough, he's tethered by the way.
That's a good one.
He just takes off in a fucking plane.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Do that shit with CGI. No, do it the thing.
Yeah.
I'll hold on. I got
it's like Elron's got me covered.
Yeah, Elron's got me covered. No, but don't get me wrong. I do not put him on a tier with somebody like Jackie Chan or something like that. I don't. But I put him on the one just below. He does.
He does more dangerous stunts than
he does more out and out dangerous stunts.
Yeah.
More out and out dangerous stunts than anyone in the world. He's absolutely, we there's a lot of actors.
I'd be stunting.
Oh yeah, no, I mean if I was in like a Mission Impossible movie or in some hypothetical scenario, I'd be in like 3 minutes of it. It would just be me like reading a magazine in my trailer and just kind of going. And then it was like, what do I have to do? Stand up off the ground, dust yourself off. I'd be like, I wouldn't even need to know the context. I'd be like, cool. I'm just like, whoa, that's a crazy thing that just happened, Joe.
No, the fucking Tom Cruise hanging off the side of the plane is fucking terrifying, man. Like he's like, I don't know what his problem is, but it's like he's trying to kill himself on screen or on camera or some shit.
Oh, big time.
Some of the shit he does, like in the newer one with Henry Cavill, where he's hanging off the helicopter or some shit. Like he really did that, and he flies all the helicopters in the scenes and shit. I think he really got into fighter jets for like Top Gun. One Maverick. Man, he's a crazy son of a bitch.
That dude's lived.
Yeah,
I mean, that dude's
a real
lived.
life, like a real. Well, yeah, he lived as much as his belief system allowed him to. I think a lot of us kind of suffer from that maybe. But my number 2, I think for me, has to be fucking like always going to be on the list, and 100%. And that's Jackie Chan. Like Jackie Chan, and the reason I'm saying his name first is because it's kind of multiple. Because when I went through this and trying to look at the stunts that really stood out for me for him, I looked at the pole slide one he did in the Police Story, Drunken Master when he kind of raked himself across hot coals, Project A when he fell through all the fucking he fell down through, I think it was like what they call awnings, and he fell through a load of them, landed
Oh,
like
the awnings.
awnings,
The
yes,
awnings. Yeah,
awnings,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
And
And that was, I seen that on Mythbusters. And
yeah,
apparently it would work.
yeah,
Or at least it could, no, sorry, could work is probably
yeah.
a better way to put it.
Oh, of course.
But just a
it's all about the
huge
landing
fall,
zone.
but every now and again, that amount of momentum and gravity and weight that you
Oh,
build
yeah.
up as you fall is just kind of just getting divided, or at
Yeah,
least reduced.
it's because it's all about when you're falling, it's all about velocity or some shit.
Exactly.
Like the
And
speed
it
of your body when
just
you hit the
gets
ground.
reduced. You probably go through, if you only went through one
Like when you fall in a
near the bottom,
tree.
yeah, you'd probably go through one, like if it was enough distance, like wet toilet paper,
Yeah,
you know, but just a few on the way down. It's interesting. It was a great stunt.
yeah.
You know what? So that's the second one you've completely threw a curveball at me, because they're just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's undeniably an excellent stunt.
Yeah, like Jackie Chan has to be on the list. And it's hard to pick which one to do. So
I was joking with you in our WhatsApp group, and I was just like, no, because I said no, one an actor. I said two of us talked about Jackie Chan, and you went, you see right through me. Obviously, you're like,
man, like it's impossible not to put Jackie Chan on this list. Like,
of course,
and,
no, impossible. No, illegal.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't put him as number one
to this,
when I do show you my number one or tell you my number one, that the only reason I didn't is because the one that I picked as number one was the first one that popped into my head, and so I just thought because of that and how scary.
Yeah,
me,
you know
that kind of thing.
We said with pair rankers that sometimes we shouldn't overthink it.
It's all about
like if something, it's all about gut, because I mean, especially when it's something that isn't, there's not like if we said like the fastest anyone's ever run this, or that there's metrics, there's undeniable metrics, and there isn't metrics.
It's usually Usain Bolt anyway. That's good.
Yeah. It's probably fair to say it's usually Usain Bolt, it's Michael Phelps.
If it's in the water, it's Phelps. If it's on land, it's Bolt. But like Jackie Chan, like the reason I picked those three, they looked impressive, but he also nearly died in all three of them. Except for the rake across the coal, he just nearly got set on fire. But he got scarred for life. But like that dude fucked his body up so much for so many people's entertainment, for all our entertainment, for pretty much like 50 years or something, is insane.
And not just a fucked up, but he went back when he shouldn't have gone back. You know what I mean?
Like man, one of the stunts I mentioned there, I was trying to go back because I kind of wrote it down, was there's a Drunken Master was the hot coals, but like is in the pole slide and Police Story where he like gets like
the lights, light, he just jumps on it with a jacket, and he goes down and he falls through a glass plane window at the top. Oh my god,
yeah, man, like fucking had the shit that guy does and the shit that guy has done like is insane, and he's always gonna be on my list. But it's so hard to pick just one. But like, so I just named you those three that I thought looked really, really cool, and like almost like one left him permanent scar and the other two almost killed him. So like if I'm going to pick ones that Jackie Chan's done, I'm going to pick the ones that almost kill him because he seems to be unkillable.
Yes. Okay. Excellent choice. Well, I'm going to go with
your numero uno.
Yeah, my numero uno.
It
wasn't that
numero uno.
This is the one that stuck with me.
Singing the song.
Now there's the song. But it will be simply the Rumble in the Bronx jumping onto the fire escape.
This fucking guy, Jackie Chan again. Here we go.
It has to be. I mean, we're talking stunts. But it's not that this one. Well, actually, if he had fallen, it's not nearly have killed him. Would have killed him.
Yeah.
But he lands awkwardly in the fire escape because, again, a mortal man. Despite
somebody breaks his ankle, or is that a different one?
Breaks his ankle and gets a specially made runner with Velcro that, if you look closely, is actually a lot bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
And carries on doing the film.
Yeah, it makes the rest of the movie with a broken ankle. Like,
makes the rest of the movie with a broken
That's
ankle.
what I think Tom Cruise equates to. And Tom Cruise fucking, even though he didn't finish the movie because his ankle was snapped, but like, he didn't finish the movie with a broken ankle, but like, he finished the shot.
But you know what? Like, I mean,
but he finished the shot when he broke his ankle.
That's incredible.
And that shot's in the movie.
Viggo Mortensen breaking his toes off the. I know it's not a stunt, but he
breaks
his toes off he breaks his toes during the shot, and he just dropped because it's one of those dramatic. We've lost the hobbits.
They think the hobbits have been killed.
Yeah, and he just drops and he uses it. He just, look, dude, this is happening. Just don't look at the camera. Use it, and he just screams, and it's completely guttural and it's very real. But like, now, don't get me wrong. I don't think you need to carry on. I think if you delay whatever, I think that's very human.
But it's so real though.
But it's so. But like, he just got on with it, and you just think like Jackie Chan is built different.
Yeah, he really is though.
Like, he just is. Like,
at this stage, his skeleton probably looks like the dude from fucking Kick-Ass.
You know, I think it's one of those things that's like somehow held together with duct tape, but somehow works really well. Like, you know, that thing that has absolutely no right working as well.
Man, don't knock duct tape. Duct tape's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know that thing that has no. Have you ever seen The Wire set up at Woodstock '69? It is just a clusterfuck of wires, like wet wires, severed wires, like all going into like a desk that has no right to entertain that.
Don't eat the brown acid. The
brown acid is bad. But like, they pulled it off. But you look at it and go, no.
Do you remember in Wayne's World, they don't eat the bad red rope licorice?
But I don't know, man. I mean, I couldn't not put Jackie Chan at the top of my list because he's Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And he's the icon. But then again, I am. You know what? It's all about opinions, and you are holding out on me.
Yeah.
And the time has come. Drum roll, please.
You're the musician, so come on, give us something fancy. Nothing. He's not. He's nothing for a split second. I can see the panic in his eyes.
Yeah.
My number one, we talked about like all these fucking awesome stunts, and obviously Jackie Chan is going to place highly on both of our lists. Number one for you, number two for me. And the reason I picked this number one is because when I saw the stunt the first time I saw the movie, it terrified me. When I looked at the BTS, the behind the scenes footage of how the stunt was done, it terrified me. And the fact that if I could just imagine myself in that situation scares the living shit out of me. And that is the Burj Khalifa stunt Tom Cruise did in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I think that's one of the most impressive things. Like, when I found out he really did that, I was like, that dude is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
sorry, which stunt did you say?
The Burj Khalifa stunt in Ghost Protocol. Tom Cruise hanging off the side of the Burj Khalifa, like
that's the tallest building. Yeah,
like a mile and a half in the air, some shit, like, you know what I mean? And he's like swinging around, and he only had one rope in that pendulum scene. And I know he had like excuse me, cables on him, and he wasn't really attached by the gloves, but to do that kind of shit, he doesn't have to do that kind of shit.
Oh, I remember like the behind the scenes shot of that, and this Tom Cruise just looks at the camera and jokes another day at the office.
Yeah,
and he just like, you know, he kind of just goes out and dangles, and you know, and not just that, like you have to act, as in like you have to do this, and you have to. Oh yeah, no, like, I mean, it was a long way down. Like, you have time to consider your life choices before you vaporize.
Yeah, man. Like,
and it's not like literally there's nothing. There'll be nothing to bury. Not from a mile. Not from a mile.
Oh man, it'd be crazy. Like the stuff he does is insane. And with each Mission Impossible movie, not only do the stunts grow more danger, but he puts himself in more and more danger as a person. Like, he's not just like Ethan Hunt. It's like, it's kind of like Tom Cruise said, whatever Ethan Hunt can do, Tom Cruise can do. It's like this weird competition he's having.
You know what? That's a really interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not planning on dying, but like, I mean, he relies almost completely on practical effects.
Yeah, because
I'll put like I'll be on the side of the plane, like the one I used for my number two. I just realized we've inversed. Me and you inversed our number ones and twos.
Yeah. Oh, of course, it was always going to be Tom Cruise.
Because they're just they're operating on a different level. It's like the Ronaldo Messi debate or whatever. You're allowed, you're perfectly entitled to your opinion, but if you don't rate them that highly, then what the fuck are you even talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, it's just incredible. As in, he kind of goes like, right, so we'll put a harness on me and I can probably just go up with the plane, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know, like, air pressure, speed, you know, like, you do know, like, and like the restraint braking, you don't know, like, there are things that can still happen, and he just does it anyway. And you have to respect that.
Yeah, and it's not like he's only doing it in one take either. Like, you know what I mean? That's multiple takes he's doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Or even he himself, I could imagine it's like he's considered to be such a perfectionist, especially with films that he's producing and stuff as well. That, like, you can imagine the director kind of going, yeah, no, I got 3 of those. That's great. And he goes, no, bring the plane back.
Yeah,
I don't, I didn't like that, or I didn't feel, you know
to
what I mean?
fall
Like,
back on Jackie Chan, like seemingly shot some of those scenes. That one where he falls through the canopies, he shot that 3 times. Like across the coals, he shot that 3 times. Like it was crazy. Like the shit these dudes do for our benefit of our entertainment is next level. And you can say what you want about Tom Cruise, whether or not like you agree with him as a person or his belief systems ever. But out there right now,
shit.
there's no truer bluer of a movie star than Tom Cruise. He is blockbuster. Every time he goes and makes a movie, it's fucking entertaining. Every time he makes a movie, he puts his body on the line. He does some of the coolest, most insane stunts. His movies are often on the cutting edge of technology, and he's a true blue movie star. And the shit he does is out there. And the fucking Burj Khalifa stunt for me, as soon as I thought about this list, that was the first thing I wrote down. So it had to be my number one. And like, I just think to do that stunt with the stature of the person he is and the shit that he does and the money he's worth, that it's crazy that he keeps doing these things. And for me, the Burj Khalifa one was fucking terrifying to watch in the movie. And then when I see the battle behind the scenes, and anytime I think about it, it scares the shit out of me. So that had to be my number one. But like, dude, before we get the fuck out of here, what's your honorable mention?
Oh, well, you know, I kind of wrestled with this a little bit,
He'd
and
be
I was
wrestling, y'all, wrestling with his emotions. Mm.
I don't know, like it's one of those things where I said I was going to kind of do it on the fly, and you
Yeah.
kind of look back at all the kind of ones that you thought maybe and maybe, and the thing I was going to go with was when Indiana Jones fell through the awnings, and now I just feel a little bit foolish.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, it was the thing, and you kind of went that, and I kind of went panic. Don't worry, it will 100% come to you.
Yeah, because see, the one thing about these stunts that the both of us have mentioned, that none of them could use CGI to deploy the special effects or to make the stunt
not
happen.
back in the day. No.
Yeah, I know, like it's to make our list even, because the true blue stunt is where the person actually does the fucking thing that they're portraying on screen. But like, yeah, man, the Indiana Jones one's fucking awesome, man. Some of the stunts in those movies, like
I got it. Yeah, I would say. Sorry, I was going to say of the one I was going to put in Bullet, and that was, you know, the car chase where he actually did all of that.
Steve
All
McQueen.
of that. Yeah, Steve McQueen absolutely tearing it up in
Mm.
real time. Like, I mean, they managed to shut down the streets, so they had to use their time well. So he literally just had to tear that San Francisco, I think.
Yeah, San Francisco Bay.
Tear that shit
Francisco
up.
Bay.
So I'm going. That was the one I was flirting with as well. So I'm just going to go with that one. But sorry, spoke over you there.
Bet you 100% you just Googled it off screen.
I was googling. Oh no, I was googling stunts. And the picture that came up was Jamie Lee Curtis, and it looked like True Lies.
Oh, True Lies, yeah, where she hangs out of the helicopter with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I doubt that's really
but
her.
Then I remembered Bullet. I remembered Bullet being this thing that I flirted with as well, but I'd already done it kind of like a one, like not necessarily a fall or something, but something that in its totality is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
And Bullet is in its totality is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, man. Some of the stunts I saw and the little bit of research that I did to fill out my list for this, one of them was insane. It was like James Bond, Roger Moore. I don't think he did the stunt, but it was
the car flipping.
Yeah, the car. They really fucking did
going up the bridge, and the bridge itself is
it's
kind
like
of warped.
like a corkscrew, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Seemingly they hit up some dude from Cambridge or Yale or some shit, some fucking really Ivy League intelligent motherfucker. They hit him up, and he worked out the exact angle and the maths and all this shit. How like
waist, the speed, stuff man. That stuff you're not thinking of, stuff that the dimensions of thought you're not even considering.
Yeah, exactly, man. So like some of the stuff people have done over the years, especially back in the day when like you didn't have CGI, like, you know, the way Fast and Furious leans on it or whatever, that it's so impressive. But like in terms of modern movies, and someone that doesn't like to lean on CGI, especially during the trilogy that the stunt that I'm about to talk about is from, and that's Christopher Nolan, and that's Dark Knight Rises, the plane sequence.
Yeah, when you actually said, I didn't even go to Batman when you said it. And despite its 3 films, I was thinking he's talking. Before you said plane sequence, I thought plane sequence.
Yeah, oh man, 100%. Like when I found out that they pretty much did all of that in real life, like in the same way it's portrayed, that They had the plane hanging off another plane. They had these dudes actually literally fucking jump out of a plane and hang onto another plane. And obviously, the interior shots are all shot on set. Because, of course, you're not going to put Tom Hardy hanging over a plane like that. If it was Tom Cruise, of course, it would have been done in real life. The guy's psychotic. But the whole fucking show or the whole sequence is insane. And like Christopher Nolan's, he's kind of a hit and miss director at times, but way more like when I say that, Inception, I think is the only movie I didn't really like that he did. Well, Interstellar wasn't amazing either.
What's that
But like
fucking one with everything travels backwards, time thingy?
Inception.
No, no,
Oh
no.
no, I'm sorry, no, not Inception. I loved Inception. Sorry, Tenant.
Tenant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pile of dog shit. But like the Dark Knight Rises, the plane sequence with Bane and when they take the plane and they take the wings off it and they say that they're going to crash the plane.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like they pretty much 90% of that happened in real life. Like they dropped this fuselage from thousands of feet in the sky, like the way they shot in the movie. Like everything about it is fucking impressive. From a technical standpoint, like, and the reason I picked it because most of my other ones I picked individuals that I kind of knew, actors that kind of went above board, apart from the damn one. That was mostly actors that went above board to portray their stunts. And this, even though it's not really Tom Hardy doing the stunt, the fact from a technical point of view and from a technical aspect, that this stunt is it's constantly what Christopher Nolan does. See, like especially in the Batman trilogy, some of the stunt work in those three movies are fucking next level. And this one, as a technical feat, even though it's not one particular person doing it, it's many people doing it. That I thought was fucking excellently done. And for a modern movie to do something like that and not be so dependent on CGI is just very impressive to me, you know.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you'd like to think that there's still a little bit of art in it. They absolutely throw themselves into it in
Yeah,
such a
because you
huge
can
way.
tell though, like it's something like you look at the stunts in the Tom Cruise movie, like when he does the zero G's and stuff like that in the film The Mummy with Sophia Botella, like and it looks real because it is real. It's happening to an extent. It's like controlled, more controlled than it is in the movie. But it's happening though. Like, you know, these movie stars are making 20 odd million a movie, like, and they used to go above board and do these crazy things. Like, you know what I mean? Like the way like they went into actual zero G to shoot the Apollo 13 shots. Like in Apollo 13, they used the vomit comet and stuff like that, like to do some of the zero G. Like I just think that back in the day, movies went above board and there was a real artistry to it. The way to bring these things to life and to do it in a controlled environment and also make it look fucking astounding and not rely on a computer to do it. Like the real classics, you know, and I just think
Yeah.
it's not really done enough anymore because
It feels like art forms when you look at it done so well.
yeah, and just it's just cool, just from a technical point of view, just to think about all the things they had to do to figure out this shot, like you know what I mean, and then to actually do it, like, and 90% of the time nobody dies. I know sometimes people are very unlucky, lose their lives in some of these fucking stunts, like, but like the way they used to work out this shit, like, because a lot of the stuff we spoke about, are from like films that haven't come out in the last 30 years, apart from like Tom Cruise and Dark Knight Rises. The rest of them are from like the 90s and before that, because that's when the real technical kind of stunts are really done. Because now it's just all like green screen CGI bullshit. Like,
And maybe it's headed that way unless we get some kind of up and
yeah,
comers who are kind of want to take up the mantle. And I think we might actually, to be slightly optimistic about it. I do think
yeah,
there's people who look at it and kind of go, you know what, that shit can be done.
yeah.
That would
No,
look cool, and there are ways and means and practical
yeah,
ways of
because it
doing
has
this.
been done before.
And also it helps the acting.
Yeah,
I just do think that obviously there has to be adrenaline pumping in a
yeah,
Tom Cruise scene where he's actually hanging off a building on
yeah,
the side of a plane, whatever the case may be. That you just, no matter how good an actor you are, it's just hard to replicate danger,
yeah,
real danger.
yeah,
And people say, you know what, I believe in this character, and this is what this character would do. Is there a way for us to do it? Is
yeah,
there a way for me to safely replicate that, but that would also create that adrenaline and that fear
yeah,
that I could use? And they would say, actually, there is. It's going to
yeah,
be, it's a doozy, but it's doable.
yeah,
And I do. Actually, I do think that there's people who believe in that, and it's nice to think that way
yeah,
because like in terms of monster features and stuff, which me and you both love, they're moving further and further away
yeah,
from practical. But there does seem to be a lot of people who enjoy their stunts, And I do think that's something that's alive and well in Hollywood, in my opinion.
Yeah, hopefully, because like I know like CGI
for the time being.
Yeah, I know.
Talk to me in 5 years.
Yeah, I know CGI is less dangerous, but it's also less impressive. So it's just one of those things you want to see.
But I think it's visually less impressive, and I think acting is less impressive.
Yeah,
I do think there's something real and tangible about a stunt.
Yeah, like look at Terminator 2, like that chase sequence with the bike and the truck, like that could have been my honorable mention easily. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh God, yeah, it's phenomenal.
You know what I mean? So like you just see like people like Christopher Nolan, James Cameron, Ridley Scott, like Steven Spielberg, and they make these massive set pieces that exist in reality, and they use lots of extras and lots of bodies instead of just relying on CGI. And that's when you get the most impressive looking movies, in my opinion. Like, so I just think before we get the fuck out of here, Noel, they're my stunts. What they're yours. Do you have anything else to say, or we'll just leave?
I think that's it.
I'll just like stop. Just like won't even do an outro.
Yeah. No.
Blah 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 blah. See next time, motherfuckers. Blah blah blah. All right, folks. I'm your host, Vince Green.
I'm your host, Noel Tui.
And we are Pair Rankers, and that was our top 5 favorite stunts and our honorable mentions and whatnot. You know, folks, stay safe out there, but don't be afraid to do some stunts. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid. As long as you post on YouTube so we can see the fall.
Show me your stunts.
Show me the stunts. Show me the stunts.
I can smell your stunt.
Get your stunt down my face. All right, motherfuckers. Peace.